Let's go, no feelings, just results. Tô aqui com a lenda, the legend, Monica Brandt. Thank you for being here. Thank you for our interview, and thank you for your legacy.
Thanks, Fernando. I'm very honored and appreciate your support, your encouragement, and I feel very honored. So thank you.
You are truly an artist, and you know, women always have to fight for their spaces, and you did it in bodybuilding. Because of you, they created bikini classes, figure class, right? Because when I started, there were only female bodybuilding.
Right. Well, I was their only original fitness. So I came in 1991 and started with fitness, and it was before IFBB and NPC had any fitness. They just had women's bodybuilding. So when I got into fitness in 91, I ended up with my first Muscle and Fitness cover in 1994, and that was just one of those things where I happened to meet the photographer. He was a contracted photographer for Weider Publications.
Yeah.
So I did some photo shoots with him, and then I ended up getting to shoot with Dennis Newman and went on the cover. Because I wasn't anyone, but then I kept competing in fitness, and I was invited to the first IFBB fitness show, which was the Jantana 95. So when I won that gave me I was like basically the first IFBB fitness awarded female.
Yeah.
And then and then the Olympia was right after that, and for fitness, the first fitness Olympia in 95. So kind of fun. I hadn't considered that for all of these years until literally just this year. I was going through all of my magazines and organizing all my covers and articles and making sure I had everything scanned. Well, I found a page out of a magazine from 1995, and it said Monica Brandt just won the Jantana Fitness Pro.
Jantana.
Right. And that I was the first IFBB Fitness awarded female.
Champion.
And I didn't realize, like, it hadn't dawned on me all these years. And I was like, well, that was pretty cool.
I am here to remind you your greatness.
Well, you just go through life, and thankful for all the opportunities that I've had in this industry, and getting to come back to the Olympias and hosting the show and just being involved. It's really fun. And I know tomorrow we've got a big Legends bodybuilding champions that I get to go to with Sean Ray, and Jake Woods has invited a bunch of us. So that's going to be fun tomorrow to see everyone in one group.
Yes. And the women win. The women won all classes and the visibility. The great champion of our sport is Iris Kyle, 10 times.
Yes, right? 10 times Olympia. That's pretty amazing. And I'll have her here this afternoon for an interview, so it's going to be fun. Yeah, she's just all over the place.
She's so sweet.
Right, and she's giving back so much. She helps so many people. It's pretty amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I heard one time from Arnold himself that when him and Barry Weider told Joe Weider, we must do a magazine to the women.
Yes.
Joe Weider did not believe them until the first one.
Are you talking about for the Hers magazine when it came out?
Yes.
Okay, so on that same kind of topic, I was at a cover shoot for Muscle and Fitness, and Joe Weider was on there with me, and this was in the 90s, and I think I was shooting with Jay Cutler, so we had a cover come out. Well, I sat next to Joe Weider. We were sitting down in between while we were not shooting, and I told him, or I asked him, rather not told him, but I kind of told, but also a question and I'm like, so when are you going to Joe Weider? When are you going to bring the women on with contracts? And he's like, oh, you think I should bring women in like as fitness girls, right?
Yes.
You have guys under contract, why not the women? So he actually, we talked about that, and about a week or 2 weeks later, I get some calls from different Weider publication people congratulating me for the contract. Well, I never ended up signing it.
The first victory.
I didn't sign it because I ended up getting a better deal with another company, Universal Nutrition.
But okay, but you did it.
Yeah, but then there was a ton of girls started getting contracts from the Weeder publications. So, and I also, the other thing is I was not wanting to limit myself just to Muscle and Fitness. I wanted to be able to do all the magazines because I had been doing all of them all along. So there was a few variables that didn't make sense for me to actually go ahead and sign the Weeder contract. But a lot of girls ended up with that, and some of them were European, so they actually had a contract to help them stay in the States. So like Lana Johannesson is one of them. So it ended up giving opportunity for a lot of women to get contracts through Weeder. So that was fun.
You bring most of people opportunities, visibility, their lives here in bodybuilding.
I'm sorry, say that again?
You gave to the other people opportunities
Yes.
in bodybuilding and to their lives in here in United States.
Yes, yeah.
Thanks for your job.
Thank you. You know, it's I believe God's given me a lot of talents and gifts, just like He gives everyone, and I think it's up to us to find out how to share those with other people and how to bless other people's lives. So even today, coming down here to the expo, this is my 24th Olympia, and I prayed with my husband, and I just asked the Lord to give me an opportunity to bless other people and to put other people first and to find ways to encourage others, because I know when we do that, we also, I'm a bit choked up, when we do that, we get blessed and we get a lot back when we give. So that's always been my motivation. Like, I competed for almost 30 years, 26 years, but it was never just about me. It was always, how can I use this to continue doing what I do? I hosted those women's camps for 14 years, the FEM camps, and those were so much fun. Those were the very first, here in the States anyways, with the Pro Girl, they were first 3-day ladies fitness events.
Yes.
So we hosted them all over here in Canada, Australia. I went to Iceland one time, and
Iceland.
yeah, so I took my food to Iceland. You know how we have to travel with food? I didn't know if I was going to be able to eat my food, but hauling 8 days worth of food to Iceland's kind of funny. Talking, the bodybuilding hacks, right? Like,
Yes.
You got to have your food with you.
I heard very close words from Lee Haney in '91. If God gifted this to me, I must share it. Yes.
Absolutely, and I think it's up to us to do that, and I think that's what really keeps the athletes, and it creates stars, if you want to call it a star, or the longevity, the legendary. It's not just about us, but it's really about how we give back and how much we serve others. And I love to share good things. I love to share great tips, products, anything I can share,
Yes.
that makes sense, or offer someone else something new that they didn't know before, or introduce people. So that's kind of one thing that I've always enjoyed doing, is bringing people together.
Yes. The last question, I promise.
Now it's okay.
You have already your legacy, but what's next? You don't do it yet?
Well, I had started a new book.
Oh yes.
So I need to get back to writing my book, because I feel like it's a book that I feel God's called me to write. And it's really about...
What's the title?
I haven't really put a title to it yet. I have a few different options. But what it's about is building our spirits the same as we build our body.
Yes.
Because I believe we are made in God's image, and He said, let us make man in our image. So you've got the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and we are a 3-part being. We've got a body, we've got a spirit, we have a soul.
Yes.
And I believe that we are a soul in a body with a spirit that God's given us. So the body and the spirit have to be built at the same time. I believe it can't just be the body. I mean, we've all seen those beautiful people that have an amazing outer appearance. They look, but when you talk to them, there's no energy, there's no vibration.
Empty.
Yeah, and it's yes, empty. You're not inspired by them. You're like, well, they look good, but there's no substance there. There's no energy and vitality to give back to someone else. So that's somebody that just works on the body, but they've missed out on what the other part of us is, that spirit. Or you see the people that are just in the churches and stuff too, that are very overweight and preaching the word of God, but have neglected their physical fitness. I believe that there's a way to do both.
Yes.
And I believe that that's really what longevity is, and that's how we take where we are from here today and go to meet God someday.
Yes.
Because we have to account for everything we've done. We'll be accountable. And it's a lot to think about, but with the mercy and grace of God and forgiveness, then we know we can walk that direction, but confidently towards God. But I don't want to show up and say, well, I didn't take care of my spirit that you gave me and my body. So I'm in my 50s right now, and I haven't competed in 8 years. So it's been a process for me to figure out, how do I manage my athletics? How do I manage my drive to...
You are doing great.
My drive to be athletic feeling, because I'm a intense athlete, meaning I'm a sprinter.
Competitive.
I competed in track and sprinting. Actually, oh my gosh. In 2013, I came and competed at the World's Masters track meet in Brazil.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was down there. So I'd love to get back to that, but I still go to the track and do sprint workouts. So it's been a process just figuring out.
Rio de Janeiro, right? Rio de Janeiro?
No, it was in Sao Paulo.
São Paulo?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So it's been a process trying to figure out, maintaining my fun food, my fuel food, my healing food, and maintaining my spirit, and how much time to spend, with the Word and praying and being close to the Lord. So that's what my book is about, really. It's going to have, my story, some part of my story, but I want to bring in this and talk about the real heart transplant that God gives us when we're ready for that. The heart transplant, right? Like, not the physical, but the spiritual heart transplant.
I will give you another title to your book.
Okay.
Improving Your Fitness Soul by Monica Brand.
Ooh, this is good.
Yeah.
Improving your fitness soul. I like it. Am I allowed to use that?
Yes, please.
I like it.
Monica Brand. Thank you very much. I do appreciate. Thank you.
One for you and one for all of Brazil.
Thank you.